सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् प्रातः स्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरतात्मतत्त्वम् सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयम् यत्स्वप्नजागरसुषुप्तमवैति नित्यम् तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्गः तपोभिक्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणाम् मुमुक्षूणामपेक्ष्योऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते। We saw up to that 11th verse. We just read the 11th one. नानोपाधिवशादेव जातिवर्णाश्रमादयः आत्मन्यारोपिताः सर्वे आत्मन्नारोपितास्तो ये रसवर्णादिभेदवत् Just like water does not have a taste or color, but appears to be so when it is associated with something else, so is the nature of the self associated with something else. It appears to have the qualities of that. Just like as we saw that upadhi means that which has extended its nature to anything that is in its proximity. Like for example, if you put in this very Atma Bodha it will come, if you put an iron ball into a fire, after some time the fire is extending its nature to that iron ball. Then after you take it out, the iron ball will look like a ball of fire. With that only they use for industrial purposes. You cannot use fire directly because it doesn't have a shape. It cannot be held in any way. How can you take fire in somewhere else? Even in a regular thing we see, it needs to have a carrier. You need to have a stick or a wooden stick or something. For industrial purposes, when you want to use fire, it has to be carried by something else. So the iron, when it is placed there, the fire extends its nature to that iron, and then the iron ball or the steel, whatever be the shape, it becomes fire. And then you use it for whatever you want. After some time it loses it, of course. In the same way, Paramatma, the self, as though being influenced by the qualities of body, mind, intellect, and since we do not have the real nature of Paramatman available to us, we think the qualities of body, mind, intellect is the qualities of Atman. Therefore, one thinks I am subject to death. Why? Body dies. Krishna, therefore, in the second chapter itself makes it clear. Avinashita tat viddhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham avyasyasya na kaschit kartum arhati. This Paramatma is avinashi, not subject to destruction at all. Nobody can kill it. We saw that. Nainam chindandi shastrani, na chainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam klerayantapaha, na shoshayati marataha. The sword cannot cut it, fire cannot burn it, water cannot wet it, air cannot dry it. That being so, but we think I am subject to death. Why? Because we look at the self only through this body. Even Christ, when he was placed on the cross, what did he say? They know not, please forgive them, I cannot be killed. I cannot be killed, I am not subject to death. So they don't know my real nature, they think they will be killing me. They cannot. Oh Lord, they know not the truth, forgive them. Because they think by putting me on the cross and nailing me down, they think they can kill me. So therefore, here, this death and birth, which is the nature of matter, gross matter, is seen by mistake as the nature of the self. This perception, which is a mistake, or projecting the qualities of one on something else, it is called adhyaropa, which is called superimposition. The qualities of a thing, I project it on something else. It's called adhyaropa. Or it is also known as adhyasa. In the commentaries on Brahma Sutra, which is 555 sutras of Vedavyasa, in the beginning stage of that, beginning portion of it, Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes volumes of various arguments on what is adhyaropa, how it is the cause for our bondage. It's a very interesting thing, very scientific thinking there. How we take the quality of one thing and project it on another. Similarly, the quality of the mind is to constantly fluctuate. Samshayatmika. Manaha is samshayatmikam, meaning sankalpa vikalpatmakam. It thinks of one thing like that, another time it thinks another way. Never in the same way it thinks. And these people who are so much identified with the mind, they also like that, always sitting on the fence. They may jump this way, they may jump that way, they may jump this way. Don't we say the politicians sitting on the fence? You do not know which party they belong to. Whichever party gives them position, that side. So some people are constantly on the edge, living on the edge, they say, isn't it? So somebody said, it's better to live on the edge, otherwise you are occupying too much of space. So, constantly fluctuating. Mind is so unpredictable. People who are in the state of depression also like that. You just do not know what will make them depressed. Maybe the weather depressed. They blame the weather. The weather is very bad, I am depressed. What the weather does to do with you? Weather is so cloudy, I am depressed. Economy is down, I am depressed. I have headache, depressed. Headache is not the depression. Climate, weather is not the depression. But your mind is so volatile, it just needs an excuse to become unhappy. And that is a chance our doctors will go on giving medicine more and more and more and more. Medicine not available, depressed. Another big problem. Why you take medicine first of all? Depressed. So, identified with the mind, meaning mind's qualities become my qualities. No, do not laugh at the depressed people. When we have a thought of anger, don't we get angry? I am angry. That is also identification only. The quality of a mind, it has a thought, and I identify with that, and I become unhappy or angry or rusty or greedy, jealousy or whatever. Similarly, the next quality of intellect, it has prejudices, judgments, wrong decisions, wrong thinking, habits, concepts, ideas, ideologies, narrowness, haughtiness, qualities of intellect. Strong likes and dislikes, judgments, prejudices becomes one's quality. I didn't like that. Don't ask questions. So that becomes the quality of the Atman. So we get influenced by the upadhis. Indriyani manobuddhi asya adhishthanam uchyate eter vimohayatyeshaha jnanam avrityadehinam. We just saw yesterday. That is Indriya manobuddhi. These three upadhis become the vehicles for misunderstanding. So the qualities of body, mind, intellect becomes the quality of Atman. That's what he says. Atmani aropidaha. It has been superimposed on the self. Like what? Toye rasavarnadi pedavat. Like in the water, we have the feeling that it is red color, blue color, green. Water doesn't have a color. Or it is salty, spicy, sugary. That is also not there. It is in association with something else. In the same way, Atman associated with the body, jati, varna, caste, color, creed, faith, all those things. So therefore, he says, do not, please understand, and it is really very difficult to remove that. Please understand, Atman does not have any of those qualities. Then one will wonder, why this problem? You are already inside the problem. And then ask the question, why this problem? Who created it? So therefore, the process of Panchikaranam is explained. You might have read this in Atma Bodha, how this whole creation started. So, verse number 12 and 13 explains the nature of Panchikarana. We'll just read together both of them. Panchikrita mahabhuta sambhavam karma sanchitam shariram sukha dukkhanam bhogayatana muchyate pancha prana mano buddhi dashendriya samanvitam apanchikrita bhutotham sukshmangam bhoga sadhanam. There are three things that are necessary in any experience. Gurudev used to say, experienced. Experienced is an object of experience. Not one side, one corner, or one end. The other end is experiencer, the one who is experiencing. These two cannot happen, or these two cannot contact with each other, unless there is a instruments of experience. If there is a flower there, and I am here, we both come in contact with each other through the eyes. So when there is a flower, if I have to see the flower, experience a flower, then I must use an instrument. I here is referring to the self, the soul. I need an instrument of experience called the eyes to see an object called the flower. So that is an object, and I am the one who is experiencing, and the instrument of experience is the eyes. This is very simple understanding. Now, even if the eyes are open, flower is there, I am there, still one would not experience. Just like some of you keeping your ears open, I am talking, but still you are not here. Why? If the mind is not there. Mind has to be there. Absent-minded, what will you do? So an absent-minded professor was there, and he was, in some places there is a door which is, you go, and then in the airport you might have seen, it keeps, or circular, revolving door. So he was goes on revolving. So somebody asked, what are you doing? I forgot whether I am going in or going out. Absent-minded professors. Most of us are like that. We do not know whether what we want to do. We are here, we are already in the office. There is a meeting at 8 o'clock. What do I do? The mind is already gone somewhere else. Another absent-minded professor, he was coming always late to home. So his wife was very suspicious. Where is he going? He is leaving the office at 5 o'clock, but coming home at 8 o'clock. What is happening? So she went to his office at 5 o'clock and just watching him. He got up, took his briefcase, got into the bus, subway, got into the subway. She also got into the subway. And the subway reached the station where he was to get out, but he was not getting out. So she understood, this is an absent-minded fool, he is not getting out of it. So he went all the way to after 2 stations, he got out, he realized and started walking. 2 days she watched, this is what he was doing. What kind of fellow is? 3rd day, she was, and then the place where they have to get out, she pushed him out, and she also jumped out. So he fell, and she also fell. He got up. Why? What happened? You are supposed to get out in this place for going home. Oh, yes, thank you. By the way, who are you? That is called absent-mindedness. So, absent-mindedness. If object is there, I am here, eyes are open, still I don't see it. Some people, you might see, they are sleeping with the eyes open. Go to Vedanta class, you will see them. So, eyes are open, sleeping. So, mind is also another subtle instrument. So, Purusha, the soul here, mind, subtle instrument, eyes, gross instrument, then object. So, here, the simple thing is, one more thing is also given, because the dissection means you have to dissect everything. So, me, the soul, and then the mind, which is a subtle instrument, then the faculty of seeing is the eyes, and then the physical eye, the retina and all those things, that is physical eye. So that physical eye and then the object. So the object and the physical structure of my eye made of flesh, these two are the category of gross matter, because these two are subject to perishing through changes of weather, changes of the old age, etc. But the faculty to see as the software is available in the part of me, that is subtle. And the mind deals with that only. So mind and the faculty of seeing. Because sometimes your eye, physical eye may be defective, but your faculty of seeing is not defective. That's why they can change the eye and you can see it. So the faculty of seeing is there, and then the mind. The mind and faculty of seeing are subtle. And the gross eye and the object of what you see are gross. And then the soul, which is independent of all these things. So gross structure and the subtle structure. The gross structure, called the physical eye, the body, etc., is made of gross matter. Just as a flower is made of gross matter. Whereas the faculty of seeing or the mind, they are made of subtle matter. So here in the verse number 12, it is said, Panchikrita Mahabhuta Sambhavam Karma Sanjitam Shariram. Shariram, Shirnatvat. The word Sharira came because it is subject to destruction. Shiryate idi Shariram. It is subject to change and death. That's why it's called Sharir. Deha. You know, another word for body is Deha. Deha, because it is subject to Dahanam. It is subject to be burned. That's why it's called Deha. So, Sharira is, body is a gross matter. Made of what? Panchikrita Mahabhutottam. Mahabhuta Sambhavam. The 5 elements which you have seen, space, air, fire, water, earth, is made up of that. If you remove all these 5, gone. Body will not be there. The first thing that gets out of your body is what? When you die? Air. Air says bye-bye and he goes away. Moment air is gone, what will go? Fire. Because fire cannot stay without the air. They are married to each other. Now, of course, the air is not married to the fire anyway. Air is superior to it because, as you know, it's a subtle. And so, the air is gone. Immediately the body becomes cold. Right? Once the body has become cold, the water will disappear. Water gets slowly drying up. So therefore, the body shrinks. Because the water is that which gives the body the shape. More the water, more the shape. So, water slowly goes away. Water dries up. Then the body it becomes brittle. Body becomes brittle. Body becomes brittle. Then after some time it becomes powdery. And that's it. Dehydrated, gone. So this is how the death takes place. Death takes place means when the air is gone, prana is gone, fire will go. Fire is gone, then the water will go. Water is gone, the earth becomes powdery and then becomes part of the earth. What remains is space. Space, anyway, you are occupying too much, now there's nothing. Some powder of this, that's it. So remaining portion of this gross matter, which is bones, will be burnt. So therefore, these 5 elements make this body, and 5 elements of gross nature. This grossification is a unique description which we found in Vedanta. Originally, these 5 are independent of each other. When created, they are independent of each other. But when it has to become a gross matter, they have to have the quality of the other in them. Then only they can associate. In chemistry, what we see, if 2 chemicals have to become one with each other, they have to react to each other, they must acquire the quality of other into them. Then only they react. So there is a wood and there is air. They don't react to each other, really speaking, that easily, because they do not have common qualities. When the wood is there, put in the water, it starts taking that water into themselves. It becomes soaked. When you put the wood into the fire, it then immediately reacts to it. When you put the wood in space, the common qualities being absent, nothing happens. Air, nothing happens. The moment a further gasification takes place, water or fire, it reacts. Similarly, so any two things, unless they find a common quality, they don't react to each other. So if the body has to be formed, a gross thing has to be formed, each of the five elements should acquire the quality of each of the other four. Then only they can compound each other. Like if you want to make anything, you put ghee, compounding agent. I hate to say that, compounding agent. Very difficult to get rid of from your body, fatty. So the five elements, if they have to become together, they must have, each one of them must have a portion of other four. So it is this process of acquiring the qualities of other four into them is called Panchikaranam. And you will see the given beautiful description is given, or table is given in the page number 25. So stage 1 is where all the five of them staying on their own state. Stage 2 is each tanmatra of all the five elements show a tendency to split into two equal halves. Tanmatra means its own quality. Tad matra, its own quality, split into two parts. Stage 3 is that this stage, half tanmatra of each element remaining intact, keeping its basic nature intact on half of it. The other half is divided into four equal parts. Four equal parts. That is the fifth stage. And then the one half remaining intact, the other split into four. The fourth stage, sorry. Fifth stage is each half is married to four pits borrowed from all others. That is, space splits into half. And the one half remaining as same, the other half splits into four. And 1/8 meaning of the space goes and associates with half of each of them. So 1/8 of the space goes to the air, 1/8 of the space goes to the fire, water, and earth. Similarly, 1/2 of air remaining same, 1/8 of the air going to space, fire, water, earth. 1/8 of that fire remaining same, one half of the fire remaining the same, 1/8 of the fire goes to space, air, water, earth. 1/2 of the water remaining the same, 1/8 of the water goes to space, air, fire, earth. 1/2 of the earth remaining the same, 1/8 of it goes to space, air, fire, and water. This way, each one of them keeping 1/2 of its own nature intact, acquiring 1/8 of others into itself. This process is called Panchikaranam. So this Panchikrita, when it is done, it's called grossification, which grossified five elements is the cause for our body and physical objects. So a physical object and the body essentially have no difference. This is also made of five elements subject to death or perishing. This is also subject to the same thing. This also reacts to the other matter, this also reacts to other matter. So what is the need for this Sharira Bhoga Ayatanam? It is an abode, Ayatanam, for experiencing anything of the gross nature. If there is fire outside, the fire elements of this body starts reacting. If there is a water outside, it reacts. If it is air outside, it reacts. So for the air, for the fire, for the earth, water, for the earth, this reacts. This body will react. Of course, space, there is no influence, but therefore it remains in space. That's all it is. So this way, the body and the gross world have a equal connection because they both are of the same thing. Now one will ask, why am I human and another is animal? Why I am a man, another is a woman? Why am I born here in this place and another born in another place? Why my body looks like this and another body looks different? What gives the change or difference? If all of us are made of same 5 elements, all of us should say look alike. But we don't. Why so? So there must be one more element which makes the difference. Otherwise everybody should look at the same way. So therefore one more aspect is given, that is called karma sanjitam, because of your karma. What you have done in the past shapes your future. Whatever I have been thinking today in this life will decide what I would be in the next birth. If you have a great interest to swim all the time, next birth you are a fish. Don't worry about that, because that is what you want to be. If you want to kill others, destroy others, then you will become a lion or a tiger, a wild animal. So according to your nature of yata karma, yata shrutam, it is said in the Upanishad, as your actions are, as your knowledge is. Yata karma, yata shrutam. As per my action, as per my knowledge, so would be my next birth. So blueprint of next life is decided by the kind of thoughts that you have in this birth. So Bhagavan says in Krishna as well as many other places, very other Vedantic texts gives us clear indication that Lord does not interfere with your next birth. He says, I have nothing to do with that. You decide. So Purusha Prakritisto hi Bhunkte Prakritijan Gunan. Purusha, the self, Prakritisto hi, sitting in this body or this matter, Bhunkte enjoys Prakritijan Gunan. It experiences the qualities of the body. Guna Sangosya Karanam, due to association with the qualities, Satasat Yoni Janmasu, it takes birth in another life. In various other, in Kaivalya Upanishad also it is said that Sayeva Maya Parimohidatma Shariramastaya Karoti Sarvam Striyannapanadi Vichitra Bhogaihi Sayeva Jagrat Paritriptimeti. That same self, due to delusion with Maya, staying in this physical body, does everything, enjoys everything with the body. That very one, in its own imagination, creates its own world in the state of dream. That same self, sitting in its own nature, not associated with any of the body, mind, etc., is in the state of slumber, in sleep. So association with the qualities makes the experience. And when you are identified with the certain qualities and want to experience it more and more, as the body withers away, you cannot have the experience anymore. Therefore, you prompt yourself to be born again. Because you have not exhausted your desire to experience. So therefore, you yourself take up another body. Nobody else is forcing you to do so. In 15th chapter also he says the same thing. Manashashtani indriyani prakritistani karshati shariram yadavapnodi. He explains beautifully about the process of next birth. So here, the distinction of one body to another, even though all of them are made of the same 5 elements, the differences come because of karma. Therefore, karma sanjitam. So, karma sanjitam shariram. The body is made of product of past action. But the shape of the body is given by Pancha Mahabhutas. So, Panchikrita Mahabhuta Sambhavam Karma Sanjitam. Shariram. What is the Sharira made for? Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoga Yatana Mucchate. It is the abode where you experience Sukha and Dukkha, joy and sorrow. So, if the body is the abode, which is the instrument, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, instruments of experience. Also, mana, buddhi, ahankara, chitta. In the 13th verse, therefore, we saw pancha prana mano buddhi, pancha pranas. This is the vital airs, physiological system. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. These are the pancha pranas. Prana is that which you breathe in, prana. And apana is that which you push out. Because anywhere in Sanskrit, apa word is used, it is to push out. Apagataha. Apagata means pushing down, gone. So aparaha, low. Paraha means above. Aparaha. Apamanam, bringing down. So apana, because the word ana in Sanskrit means to move, to carry. Ana, because in Sanskrit ni, because every word is dissected into many parts. Without that, the word cannot be understood. Ni in Sanskrit means to carry. Ni niyate. Neta. These people are supposed to carry the country. Neta means a politician, right? Neta. And so the Kshatriyas are also with the knee only. So therefore in Kerala they are called Nayars. In coastal Karnataka it's called Nayaks. In Andhra it's called Naidus. You see the Na is there. They are considered as leaders. Nayak, Nayar, Naidu. So ni is the root there. Neta. So anayati means bringing in. Because whenever you add a, it's the opposite. Anayati means bringing in. Ana chahiye. Ana. Ana means coming. So if you go to airport, what is that word called? Arrival. In Hindi, agamanam. And then going away, departure. Nigaman. It's called nigaman. Okay. So ana. So prakarshena anayatva prana. Pra plus ana. Pra ana becomes from prana because it comes. So air when you breathe in is called prana. And when the air that is coming is pushing down, when you eat a food, it is pushed down, otherwise you cannot digest it. So the air that is pushing it down so that it can be used, food or water, anything, it is pushed down. So, therefore, that which is pushing down up to the point which exists out of your system, it's called apa-ana. Apa-ana. Then another aspect of the air, the prana, goes into spread the food or energy or the blood all over the body. That's called vyana. V plus ana. Vya in Sanskrit means to spread. So therefore, vyana. If I start saying that, then I will not finish this. Let me quickly go. So vyana means that which spreads. Vyapakatvat. Okay. Now, ud, whenever you add, it is to push up. Udana, you know that. What is udan? It's a takeoff. That is a flight. Ud plus ana. So udana. So the air that is pushing up when you have a hiccup, vomiting, or when at the time of death when the soul is taken away, or it is taking off from the body. This is because of the vayu called udana, the fourth one. Then another one is that which makes the digestion possible. It gives enough air for the digestion to take place. That is called samana. Samikaranam samanam. Sama, it is not neither going up nor going down. It is sama. Called samana. Samana is that which makes the digestion possible. Samikaranam samanam. So there are 5 airs. Prana that comes in. Apana that pushes down. Vyana spreading. Udana goes up. Samana. These are 5 elements. Panchaprana. These are all not grasped because you cannot see them. Next one is mana. Mind, buddhi, intellect, which includes ahankara and chitta. Then dasha indriyas, 10 sense organs. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, hands, legs, speech, organs of reproduction and organs of excretion. These 10 are also subtle. They are not gross, physical body apart, they are all faculties. So, dasha indriya, mana, buddhi, panchapranas. 17 elements. 17 parts. This is called, these are all not made of apanchikritam. These are all not made of panchikranam. These are all not made of gross matter. They are subtle matter before the grossification takes place. So they are sukshma angam, subtle parts of your body. They are not gross seeable things. They are for what? Bhoga sadhanam. Sadhana means an instrument. So they are instruments of experience. So this way, the body is dissected in many parts to find out what it is. Now, I also have mind, you also have mind, I also have the 10 indriyas, you have also, I am also having body, you are also mind. But our experiences seem to be so different from each other. We see the same thing, but the way I understand is not the way you understand. I understand that the karma or the earlier action has created this body in this way and your body in that way. All right. But our perceptions, why it changes? Why the perceptions change? Why the way I look changes, the way you look at it? The cause of my experience, how I experience this world and how you experience the world is created by another one is called causal body, which is other than mind, intellect, senses, 10 sense organs, and the pranas, and the physical body, all this. It is different from all these things. That is called vasanas or avidya. So that is said in the 14th verse. Anadya vidya nirvachya karanopadiruchyate upaditritayadanyam atmanam abhadarayet. So he therefore explained three things. One is the gross body made of gross elements. Then the second one is called subtle body. Some people call it as a shuttle body because it shuttles from one body to another. It's a shuttle body. It's called subtle body because it is not made of 5 gross elements. It's made of 5 subtle elements. This subtle element called the mind, etc., subtle body, that is the one which goes from one body to another. But the one which makes the body go from, the subtle body goes from one another is called avidya karana sharir. It is called causal body. Some people call it as casual body. Another big problem there. They take it very casually, that one. That is the cause for everything. So causal body is called karana sharir. Because karana means cause. So karana sharir, causal body. What is it made of? Anadi avidya. Beginningless ignorance. Anadi, avidya is anadi. If you say avidya is having adi, beginning, there is a beginning for ignorance. What is the beginning of ignorance? Before the ignorance, what was there? Knowledge. So, if you say ignorance as a beginning, what is the beginning? Before the ignorance, what was there? Knowledge. So, knowledge gave a beginning to ignorance. How can that be? It is opposed to each other. So, if ignorance has to have a beginning, what could be the beginning? So, it's a big topic. I am not going to that because it's a vast subject. This avidya, ignorance is a vast subject. You just cannot, you cannot explain briefly also. Avidya cannot have a beginning. Impossible. Because see, avidya is absence. And absence cannot have a beginning. Only possibility is absence of a presence. That is self-contradictory there. If it is present, absence cannot be. If it is not present, then the absence. So if you say presence is the cause of absence, you are fooling yourself with the logic. You are just wordplay there. It cannot happen. Second, the absence cannot have a beginning in terms of time or space. So long as you try to measure avidya with time and space, you will never be able to find it. Because in terms of time also it cannot have a beginning. In terms of space also it cannot have a beginning. And we measure everything as began and end only in terms of time and space. Because our intellect can start only with certain parameters. It has to have certain scales of understanding. What is the length of this stage? You immediately measure only in terms of, take a tape and then measure it. What are you doing? Space. You are trying to analyze the length and breadth of this in terms of certain parameters, right? What is the beginning of this stage when I ask you, beginning of this stage? You go physically in beginning from one point. No, I am talking about the third dimension, fourth dimension. What is the beginning of the stage? When did it begin? Meaning when it got originated. So then you go in time. No, in 2001, this was not there. So if you say, that means you are trying to analyze the beginning of this physical thing in terms of time. You see? So intellect analyzes the origin of a thing only in terms of time or space. They are interconnected anyway. That is another thing. So if one tries to understand a thing without these elements, he will go into abstract. So therefore here, if you try to understand avidya in terms of any time and space, it is anadi. It is beginningless. Anadya vidya. And since it cannot be described, see, anything can be described only in terms of what is the origin of it, cause, or what is its quality. Okay. Third is, what does it do? Anything you want to explain, you can explain only in three ways. If a table, say, table, okay, what is the table? Oh, table, it is made of wood. You're talking about cause. Okay, table as the shape of this nature, then it's quality you're talking. Shape, if the table is used for keeping a book or doing, or to write, to sit down and talk, so you're talking about function. So it is jati guna kriya. So in Vedanta there is a method of thinking. So there it says anything can be described only in terms of jati guna kriya. Jati means what quality, what origin. Guna means what is the quality. Kriya means what is the function. Avidya, you cannot give any of the three. What is the origin? We said no, it's not possible. What is the guna? What is the quality of avidya? Unpredictable. You cannot have any guna quality. Absence it is. Okay. What is the function? It can do anything. It can make a king a beggar, beggar a king. Anything it can do. So therefore, anirvachya, it cannot be described. Anadya vidya nirvachya karanopadi ruchyate. This is causal body. So this is the nature of our subtlemost aspect of our personality called causal ignorance, which changes our perception in life, in anything. But other than these three, gross body made of gross element, subtle body made of subtle elements, causal body which is made of ignorance. Beyond these three, there is one more. Upadi tridayadanyam, than the three bodies. Atmanam abadharayet. Come to realize there is one more called Atman, the self. Unconnected to any of these three. Unaffected by any of these three. But when you try to understand this Atman which is beyond these three, we try to understand through one of them. When you try to understand Atman through the body, you will see the qualities of the body associated with that. When you try to understand the quality of the self through the mind, you associate the qualities of the mind into that. It is like when I want to see something and I use a colored glass, the colored vision only will be there. When you try to understand the Atman through Karana Sharir, you will see it as a product of ignorance, a part of ignorance. So therefore, these three bodies have to be given up. Given up means don't pay attention to any of these three. And when you give up the identification with body or the gross body, that is called gross, it was called Sthula Sharira, and then give up the identification with Sukshma Sharira, give the identification with causal body called Karana Sharira. When you reach that state of oneness with the self, that is called enlightenment. Until then, it is only entertainment. Enlightenment and entertainment, one should realize that so long as I do not see the self as it is, enlightenment is not possible. So, Atmanam avadharayet upaditretayad anyam. So, that is the enlightenment. Now, we will see next time. Let's keep it in suspense next time. So, anyway, the intention is not to complete the text, I told you. But clarity is very important. In our Vedanta, what is most important is thinking must be clear. If thinking is not clear, you may use the terms, you really don't mean anything to you. So you may use the word Sharira, you may use the word Atman, you may use the word Ajnan, Avidya, Prakriti. But when you start going deeper into those words and understand the real essence of those words, how it affects me individually, then when the clarity comes, charity begins. You become so compassionate because you will know, more you know more how much more you don't know. Knowledge makes you realize how much you don't know. Isn't it? Then it makes you humble. That's why men of wisdom are humble. Why? Because they know how much they don't know. The men of ignorance are arrogant. Why? Because they don't know how much they don't know. So, vidya datadi vinayam. Knowledge gives you humility. So, let us be humble. Let us be humble and simple and pursue the path of knowledge, which alone can give you clarity and liberation. So anything else is a shortcut, and any shortcut is short-lived. So don't try anything else. This is the contention of Shankaracharya. Never disregard knowledge, because that changes your whole perception and gives a great transformation within. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Anybody wants to offer Guru Dakshina, please do so.